Welcome back, folks. Backroads County. I'm so happy I've finished this field, but I think already it's time we look at buying another block of land. So I'm just going to bring up the map and have a quick look. Right, okay, what options have I got? Wow. You know, that's a great price. 57,000. I could outright buy that right now. However, I'd like to get a field with a. I'd like to get a field. So you can put some grain in straight up. I mean that field 145 I just looked at a second ago. This one here, that's great value, but it's all forestry, so straight up it'll just be tearing down trees again. Now I fully plan to, to continue with forestry, but right now I think it'd be good to get some actual fields, so we could start some field work and get some grain down straight away. So I'm just looking at the price points at the moment. We've got 91,000. This is 103,000. That's very doable. 39,000. I'm just going to tab over there to the fuel station here and just check out these fields. Because the other thing, obviously, is I've also got to start getting some harvesting equipment and stuff like that. So there's no point buying a huge block of land if I can't afford to even to harvest it, whatever's there. So 39, that's over here. That's this direction. And how is everyone today? I'm just waking up pretty early myself, having a coffee and enjoying the surrounds. This looks like a nice little field, doesn't it? I actually thought this was a field, but I tell you what, it makes sense for me to get this because straight away I can mow it, put that in the silage, then I can straight away create a field. I'm not going to bother making another grass field at the moment, even though it kind of makes sense. I want to start getting some grains happening. So I really like the idea of this field here straight up. It's big, it's not too big. It's actually quite small in the scheme of things with this map, but for my equipment, for what I've got, this is plenty big enough to make a start. Yep. I think I'll have a look at the other one, 41 I think it was. That's not what I wanted to do, it's the last thing I wanted to do. 41 I think I said over here. Yep, I'll tab back over here. 41. Okay, it's behind this fence here. So this is interesting. It's behind this cliff. But I'm just intrigued by this building over here. I think it's just there for the sake of being there. I don't think it's actually usable because it's not showing up on the map for anything. Let's have a look inside. See if there are any sort of Easter eggs with it. Whoa, okay, no collisions. It's purely decorative. Can't go up. It does look good though. Wow. Actually looks really good. I like the way sort of run down effect. Okay, so this is just purely decorative. Okay, what do we got here? Say it's maybe sorghum. Yep. Okay. Well, this is a big field too. But see, I haven't. If I bought this, I could afford to get this today. The problem is I wouldn't have money to get a harvester. Now I don't play with second-hand stuff, even though it's a great addition. It's just I like to make it as tough as possible. My playthroughs. It's just my style. There may be a chance you could get one at a discounted price, but even so, I'll be spending all my money to get this field. It is an option, but it's not a practical option straight up. Maybe it could be my next field. After I'm going to buy a field today. It could be an option after I buy my next field. I think I'm going to get this one over here I was looking at first. What have we got here? Is this a... Oh, it's a fuel station. Okay. So 39. Okay, folks, I've made up my mind. I'm going to get this field here. I'm going to mow it, plough it, and put all the grass in the silage. And I'll be speeding most of the that sort of work up, because I know it's not. It's a bit too much to ask to, put you guys through watching me mow grass and plough fields, but I'll speed all that up anyway. Anyway, let's get to it. I've got a... How much money have I got? 90. I just want to check the price on that one. 39. Was it? Yeah, 39. Okay. No time like the present. What am I going to need? Where's my tractor here? I'm going to buy it straight up. Okay. Wow. Actually got it. Yeah, where's my mowers? I'll have to get my mower organised. So I was just making a couple of recording checkings. I was just checking a couple of settings. Okay, let's go. Let's get this organised. Well, okay, welcome back. Sorry about that recording. I've just jumped out of here as a marker for me to stop the fast forward and just give you my thoughts about what to do next. I thought about unloading this grass for the sheep, and I may still leave the last, depending on how much I get left over, I might leave for the sheep. But first thoughts is to get the some silage happening. I want to turn this into a grain field of some sorts. I haven't actually worked out what I'm going to do yet. I'd like to start trying some new stuff. The only issue I have straight away with trying some new stuff that I've never tried is they usually involve a very expensive harvester to harvest it. So I may have to start off with stock standard grains to get going, but I'll definitely will be trying new crops absolutely within this series. And I've been giving some thought with the silage bunker. I'll just turn the engine off so I can have a chat without chewing up all my fuel. Rather than using the bucket to unload the silo when it's ready, the silage, because although that's quite effective, it is a very slow and tedious process, as you've seen before. One of my other tricks I usually try is a conveyor belt. I think they're about $25,000. I'll have a look and I'll just run through it and have a quick look with you. I think they're a Lizard brand. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. It's been a little while since I've done silage, but so just bear with me for a second while I attempt to find what I'm looking for. Belt systems. Here we go. Pretty sure I can't remember. I think it was this one. I'm pretty sure it's this one because this one scoops it from the ground, but I thought it was more like 25,000 for some reason. I'm just looking at the other ones. Okay. Yeah. Just trying to... My only concern is it's not really high. You know, the Strutsman's a pretty high elevated trailer, so thinking more like this one here. But my question is, can that scoop it off the ground? I'll have to test that offline before I commit to it, just to find out which one I actually need. But this one here, at least, I know this. I've used this one before, and it is extendable. It can go both up, higher, and also it can shoot forward. So this is generally used for filling silos. But I use the conveyor belt, or I'm just wondering, I might even use a pair of them. That's probably what I'm. Yeah. Okay, I think that's from memory what I used to do. I used to grab one of this one here to grab the silage off the ground, which transports it up to this end, which would then fall, and then it would fall into this black scoop here, and then I'd have this adjusted at the height for the strutsman, for the trailer. And I know it looks sort of not so much complicated, but it looks very like overdone for the job. But believe me, it saves a mountain of time filling up via a barrel. It really does. Once you have it set up, it's just literally like filling from a silo. You just line the trailer up, and it just empties the silo in no time. Anyway, enough of that. So what's that going to be worth? Say 20,000. I suppose that's in the range that I thought it was originally. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I mean, I could buy that now, but the same token, I don't need to buy it right now. but I've obviously got to get a harvester organised. Even though I don't need the harvester just yet, this is going to be a grain field. I don't want to spend my money because although I've got 50,000, the logs on the other property, the trees on the other property, they are starting to thin out now. So I don't want to overspend my resources. I've got to be smart about it. So that's the other thing I've got to do, is allow for a purchase of a harvester. Because once I've got the harvester, then at least I've got a reliable income. So I'm just looking for the harvesters. Why can't I see them? They shouldn't be this far down. Well, they are. Okay. I might have to look at the mod hub. Maybe I got one here, I'm not sure. If I could get one for about 50... Oh, this might be an option. That does all the basic crops. Okay, I never knew it did wood chip. This could well be a contender. It's a nice size. I'm not sure what I called it. I have a feeling I called it a Rossmaster for some reason. I hope I didn't. Yeah, this could well be my first harvester, and obviously I've got to get a header for it too. So how much do I need for that? It's 75. And just a basic header for it. What's the difference? 6 meters, 5 meters, only 5 meters difference. Okay. So I might get that one there. So about 100,000 I need. So I've just literally got to get 40,000. I actually think that's quite achievable, because right now I've got stuff in the silage, bunker right now. Plus I still got a fair few rogue trees around the place, lying. That'll give me an excuse to clean the rest of the logs off the ground. And with that alone, it should just about have enough. Give me enough for the. Should give me enough for the harvester. So once I've got the harvester, I'll be looking at getting a the conveyor belts. Having said that, I'm more likely to change my mind, but at the moment, that's my immediate thoughts. And I haven't, like I said, I'm still not 100% sure what my first opening crop's going to be. I'll have when I'm ready, I'll have a look at the prices, and more than likely be something like not sorghum, canola, or something else that's going to. I'm just gone blank. I've got to do this now. Sorry, folks. It's doing made a little bit. Canola. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, it'll more than likely be something like canola for my opening. Something safe that brings in some good money. Just going to pick a couple of rogue pieces that I've missed. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to bother speeding anything more up on this episode. That was enough of the sped up stuff. It won't take long to plough this field. But what I will do before, I remember last time I did the ploughing, I think it was this map, there was no stones. So I'll just double check, make sure the stones are enabled before I start ploughing, in case they aren't enabled. I'm pretty sure it was this map, this playthrough that I was doing though. I ploughed up a field and I noticed there was no stones, which is, yeah, I've never come across that before, where I've had the stones enabled and them not bringing up something. Anyway, enough of that, let's get on with this. Just finish this side here up a bit. Shouldn't take too much longer. Still a little bit in the middle between these two stripes. actually get all that in one hit. What about here? Is it wide enough to get it all? Possibly not. Let's just have a look. These trees are a pain. Okay, there's a little bit here. Possibly a little bit also on the left. I'll just get the majority of the stuff up first. This stuff here, yeah. Wasn't a lot, but, you know. Early stage of the game, I'm pretty anal about getting every cent of. I probably shouldn't have said that. I'm very particular about getting every ounce of profit out of the fields as possible, especially early up. Because money's gonna, once I start spending the money, it's just gonna disappear very quickly. So, I mean, yes, at the moment it seems like it's easy for me to get money. You know, it's to a point. It's true, it is, but like I said, it's disappearing very quickly now. I mean, you just have to look at my previous property, how much I've cleared. I don't specifically want to clear every last tree, so I'm happy to keep the trees that I've got left, although I might take a couple down near the silo because it's just for manoeuvrability around the silo is a bit of a pain, but all the other trees aren't causing me issues. I'm happy to leave, you know. And there are plenty of logs on the field that I've already cut that need to be picked up, so there's still a bit of money there, but once that's spent, it's spent. You know, once it's gone, it's gone. Okay, this field's almost done. I'm hoping I can get it all. If I can't get it all in, I might not bother, because this is going to take too much time otherwise. But I should be able to get it. The more I look at it, I think I will be able to fit it in. What I'll do next is I'll get the I'll bring the plough down and I'll bring the fertiliser down. I'll plough the field up and give it a dose of fertiliser for the first layer. I want to check the grass field too. I can't remember if it's due for its second. It needs a second layer of fertiliser, but I'm not sure if it's ready to take it yet. So I will test it just quickly when I get back to the farm. And if it's ready for another dose, I'll do it straight away. Alright, well, how much have we got? Pretty sure that's pretty good. Alright, let's get out of here. Enough time spent here. Keep the engine off. Let's go. Looks like a cricket field. Look at that. That's a nice field. That's lovely and flat. You could probably even... I could maybe even convert that into a... like a storage yard or something, put a silo down there, put some big garages down there, just as a... That could happen in the future because it's lovely and flat. It's not overly big. Once I start owning the big fields, it'll be pretty insignificant size compared to the big ones, so I might actually turn that into a like a parking lot with a silo or something. But for the moment, it's handy for me. Alright, let's jump back in the cabin. I'm screaming for a coffee. I've already had one, but I need another one. I may just quickly pause it soon to grab one. See how long I can go without. I'm really looking forward to trying new crops with this map. Heaps of opportunity. And obviously there'll be big equipment once I get some money, once I get an income coming in, a decent income. I mean, I'm already off and running. You know, it's already started. It'll get to the point where things will start happening very quickly. I want to make some sort of entrance into here too, rather than constantly just drive over the grass paddock here. Right, so where's the ploughs there? I'll put that on the front. I'll tow the... I might put a barrel full of grass into the sheep before I go. Give them some, just top up their food. just looking at where I should put it. I think straight down the middle is going to be the best bet. I may or may not squash it down yet. I may just leave it open because I might just wait till maybe even do another cut in this field, add to it, because this is a pretty big silo. It could go a lot more grass in here. How much have I got? 82,000. Well, this must be a huge capacity silo here. I sort of did, but I'm still sort of surprised by the volume that this silo can take. Okay. For the time being, I'm just going to park this Strutsman right here. That'll do. Right, and I just want to give the sheep a barrel full of grass. Bucket full of grass. I haven't got a hell of a lot left, but I'm hoping by the time the food that I have got in storage gets down, I'll be due for a cut of my own field, and I'll use that to feed the sheep. Right. Let's go. So how much do they got? They've got about a bit over 7,000, 7,200 something. All right. Well, let's see how much difference one barrel makes. Yeah, not too bad. I'll give it another one while I'm here. Well, it's going through pretty quick. There mustn't be that much left on the field here. Alright, let's bucket load full. Alright, I think that's all I'm going to bother putting down for the time being. I'll leave the forks here. At least they're together. Alright, you could probably still go another one, but I think that's fine for the time being. Just wanted to top it up a little bit. So I'm going to take the plough and the... actually, before I even get started, I just want to check to see if the stones are actually turned on. Where are they? Field stones. Yes, see, the field stones are turned on. I usually always have them on. I was very surprised to see that there were no stones in here. Okay, well, I'm relieved that I don't have to make any changes. But I'll be very curious to see if there are any stones in the next field I'm about to do. What have I got in my bag? I've got nothing in here. Okay, so I'm going to have to top up this. Okay, now where's the fertiliser? Here is it near the sheds? That looks like fertiliser. Actually, I'm probably going to need lime too, aren't I? Huh. No, I'll get the fertiliser in first, because I'll put the fertiliser in, then I'll come back for the lime, and then once I've got the lime on, that'll change the state of the field to enable the second load of fertiliser. Yeah, that sounds like an idea. Getting snagged on these logs. I'll definitely what's going on here? Why isn't it filling up? Are they seeds? They might be seeds, that's why it's not filling. Yeah, okay. I was wondering why it wasn't filling up. In my mind I thought it was fertiliser. Fertiliser must be over here near the shed. I thought the lime was near the shed, but that's okay. We'll get it. How much we got in here? We won't need a hell of a lot. I'll probably overdo it anyway, just to make sure, so I don't have to come back. Huh. Oh, that's lime. Alrighty. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough. Okay, interesting days. I sure hope I'm going to have enough fertiliser. Because if I haven't, that means I'm going to have to go to the shop to get some. It's interesting I've got nothing left. It's a bit odd. I'm sure I did. Oh, I'm just going to hop out for a sec. I'm sure I wouldn't have used all of the fertiliser. Oh, hang on. I haven't. There's still got some in there. Right, okay. Well, that's obviously all I've got left. I was just hoping I could find another bag, but no, I would have put it in here if I had another bag. All right, let's get going. This won't take too long, folks. This won't take too long. I'll call after I've finished this lot of work on the field. I'll call this episode, because we have achieved a fair bit. Biggest decision right now I've got to make is what I'm going to plant. So what are we in? We're in September now. What's the time? So in game I'll be planting in October, and that really doesn't. It's going to be wheat, because I've got no other option. Another boring crop. Well, not. I shouldn't say that, but I mean I was really looking forward to getting to variety, but you know, I'm just out of season at the moment. This is going to literally be the only crop I'm going to be able to put in. Oh, I didn't test the grass either. Mind you, I'm probably going to need every ounce of fertiliser anyway. Next episode, what I'll do is, because I've already I didn't mean to do that at all. Because I'm halfway between. If I can bring up a map. Okay, as I'm approaching field 39, I'm a lot closer to the shops. So next episode, after I've prepared this field, I'll go to the shop and get some more fertiliser, because I'm definitely going to need some more. Right, okay, so I'll just put that here, the trailer, and I shall put the plough over here. If I can open it up, I can open it up. Right. And right, okay. Now spin this around and I'll create my field. Okay, so Create fields. Y to create fields. V to drop it, and away we go. And 3. Okay, so this is another field. And straight away I'm noticing there's no rocks. Okay, must be the properties of this map. There's no rocks. Okay, well, that's interesting. That's interesting. I know they're a pain, but I actually like playing with the rocks normally. It's just one other step you got to do. The only good thing about that at this stage, it means I don't have to specifically go and fork out for a stone picker. That really wouldn't make any difference to me. Because I'm so used to playing with rocks. I'm sort of trying to keep. I was about to say I'm trying to keep this line as straight as possible, and then I could see it was coming out at angles, and I knew it was going to happen. Okay, don't want to get too close to these trees because they're going to be a pain. It's going to be one of those fields where I'm going to have to do a couple of headlands because I'm pretty close to the road and pretty close to the trees. But if they're my trees, I might be able to take them down at a later stage anyway, if they get in the way. Right. V. Oh, why isn't that going up? Why isn't that turning? My fork's in the ground or something, are they? All of a sudden it wasn't turning. I think it was my arms that were too far down into the mud, preventing me from turning. Okay, well that's a fair size. It's not huge, but it's a decent size. It's enough to make a start in this playthrough. This won't take long, this ploughing. It's a fairly decent sized plough, and it's not a specifically big field, so it won't take long. You can already see it starting to rip into shape. I'll get this headland done, then I'll go a few up and downs, and that'll be it. I don't like that little bit sticking in the middle. I don't mind it's gone a little wide here, but this little patch here, I just want to neaten up a bit. See if I can just tidy that up a little bit without making another dent. You're not turning. You're not turning. Not sure why that. I'm getting stuck here. To get another hole into it. I knew what I was going to do. I was going to make another divot, just so I couldn't straighten the angle up. Right, I'm happy with that. That'll do. I'm not usually that fussy, but when it's just, I don't mind that bit there, but when it makes a funny little, right in the middle of it all, it's a bit annoying. Alright, let's continue. Come on, let's go. Kick into gear. I might actually finish the episode at the end of this ploughing. There's been a lot of field prep in this episode. Next episode will be a new day and new things to do. I'll be fertilising stuff, organising what field I'm going to be planting, seeing what the sheep are up to. I'll get the silage underway. I was going to hold back and just top it up right, but I think I'm going to need money straight away, so I'm not going to muck around with that silage. I'll get it underway and started. Not to mention it'll give me something to do in the next episode. Things are going to be a little bit slow at the start, but But you know, it's already picking up, start to pick up. The main thing is you're not getting back-to-back episodes of nothing but forestry. I mean, I could have bought another forestry plot and it would have made me a lot of money, but you know, it wouldn't have made good viewing. I mean, I will do that at a later stage, but next time I get a forestry plot, I'll have a proper cutter, and it won't be chainsaw. It'll be, you know, it'll be a forest harvester. Yeah. So that'll be interesting. I've done that before many times, and I enjoy doing that too. But in the future, I can see myself turning this particular field, into something else. Maybe, as I said, maybe like a storage area for the farm. Put a silo down, maybe a couple of handy, good, oversized sheds. Maybe a wash plant. Once I don't have to rely on this field to bring an income in, once I've got some good sized fields, that's what I'll do. Or it might even turn it, oh, excuse me, I got hiccups. It might even turn it into a production area because it's so flat, it's sort of central to everything. That's another option right there. Oh gosh, I wasn't paying attention. Look what I did. I thought I lifted it up. Alright, I'll see if I can fix that. I thought I'd lifted the plough up in the air, but possibly not. Just have to extend it out a little bit. It's already trying to turn on me now. Still going to have a bit of a divot. No, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's okay. I can live with that. It's already playing. Yeah, I could feel the mud just pulling the tractor out of alignment. Now it wants to go the other way again. I can feel it. Come on, get over here a bit. I've got that far to go. Doesn't have to, man, it's pulling me again. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just you know, very reasonable. I'll settle for. Come on. That's better. I can just get it to the edge. I don't mind if it's a bit rough around the corner. So it's a little bit more. Already it wants to go wide. That'll do. I'll be happy with that. Right, that'll be now lifted. Okay, that's what I thought I did last time. I ended up putting a big divot in my field. Okay, let's go. Can't see anything with these trees. Okay, V3. Come on, 3, let's go. There we are, it's just about done already. Not a lot to it now. Too much talk. I'm trying to distract everybody from the work I'm doing, that's all, as I usually do. Okay, let's just lift it up. It is up, isn't it? Yep. Oh. You know, another option I could do with this field straight away, so I could put a layer of oilseed radish down. That'll save me a layer of fertiliser. And you know what, that's not a bad idea either. In fact, I might do that. Because I've only got one day to put a field down. It's not even a crop that I want to put down. I'm undecided. But then again, I want to start earning some money, so off this field. It's really not sure which way to go. I mean, I could do the oilseed oilseed radish. I've got the seeds, I've got the time, and it would save me fertiliser. Seriously, the more I think about it, I think that is a better option. It's just a case if I remember to do that next episode. I think I will do that actually. But I'm very curious why I haven't got stones though. That's sort of throwing me a bit. I mean, it's not a game changer in this playthrough, but I am curious to know why. If it's meant to be like that, or it's just something that's been overlooked, or maybe it's because of the textures they're using, they can't get an extra layer, use the layer reserved for the stones. I'm not sure. But anyway, like I said, it's not a game changer. It's a nice looking field. I love how flat it is. I'm just screaming through it now. There's a little patch on the other side I'll get in a moment, but I'm not too worried about just yet. KV3. I wonder if I can fit it in one hit. Maybe. Possibly. I wonder if I can just keep it straight, maybe. I usually always leave you something right at the end, but no, that was good. That worked out well. So it's just this little bit here. And I'll wrap it up after this stripe, folks. Although it was fairly uneventful in the scheme of things, I've pretty much set the scene for plenty of work next episode. The series is definitely progressing now. So I reckon next episode what I'll do is I'll put a layer of, rather than fertilise it now, even though I brought the fertiliser spreader over, I think I'll put a layer of oilseed radish down, and that'll prep the field for fertiliser. That'll save me some money. It'll save me a trip to the shop. I'm going to have to get some at some stage, but anyway, let's go with this. And this will be the final run, folks, and then I'll wrap it up. Because the plough's in the dirt, it's going super slow. Maybe if I put it in the middle, it may change. A little bit more. There we go. It's picking up now. I'll pick up in a second when I get past this a little bit. There we go. Now we're right. I'll probably slow down now. No, we're good. Fantastic. Okay. VX. At this stage I'll leave the spread. You know I won't. I will I'm just going to drop the plough in the field, because I'm afraid if I drop it here it's just going to chew straight into the grass, because I can't remember if it's set or not. So I'll just drop it here. Now pick it up. That should have reset any setting that I had. But I am going to take the I am going to take this back, because I've got to get the grass organised, and I'm going to put oilseed radish down first anyway. So yeah, I'll disconnect that. So note to self, take this back to base, get the seeder, and put some oilseed radish down here. That's my plan straight up. Just make sure by the map that I've actually ploughed everything, not left anything. Get rid of that. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. That is really strange. Sorry, the it's got a ring of fertilizer around it. I'm not sure why that is. That is really strange. Honestly, that is very strange. Okay. I'm wondering if it's got to do with the mowing. The mowing may have caused the... Yep, that's what's happened. Because I mowed the field first, once you mow a field, you'll get it'll leave you with the first layer of fertilizer. Everything else in the middle, that's been ploughed, so it's not going to get the fertilizer. It's already gone. That's what that is. Okay. Now the other thing I want to quickly do, if it's very dark though, isn't it? I've got to organise a screenshot. What I thought about was when I found that other building, look, the old derelict building near 41 here. Okay, so if I go to the fuel station, visit, just put my mini map on so I know where I'm going. Over here, no, wasn't that? Where was it? Okay, facing this way, it was over this way. Okay, there it is. I'm going to call it the episode here, but what I'm going to do offline, I'm just quickly going to save the game, and then I'm going to adjust the light because it's too dark, and I'm going to take a screenshot of this area over here. So just because it's something different, and I'm pretty sure people are sick of looking at photographs of a ploughed field. It's not very inspiring. This looks really good. I love the look of this this bit of what would you call it? Derelict building. Maybe if I go up somewhere high. It's pretty plain on that side though. Maybe over. Anyway folks, I'm going to end it here. Thank you very much, and stay safe, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye for now.